It feels like it's been ages at Socrates, right? So I think the compare and contrast that I could possibly do between what I have experienced before and what I think I've seen over the past 6 years or so, right, would be what perhaps relevant for this conversation, right? I mean, all my experience is saying that I'm old and and have seen the world, but yeah, that's about me.
Welcome to one more series of Heroes at Socrates, and thank you for watching us earlier episodes. And today we have with us our special guest, Mr. Nilesh, and we are going to have an interaction and exchange of thoughts about life at Socrates. So, Nilesh, welcome to this series of Heroes at Socrates. Would like to hear from you a little about your journey at Socrates.
Sure. Thanks for having me, Manoj. I think I've been part of the Socrates team for about 6 years now. Prior to Socrates, I worked for about a decade and a half in high tech and analytics sectors. It's been, I mean, it feels like it's been ages at Socrates, right? So I think the compare and contrast that I could possibly do between what I have experienced before and what I think I've seen over the past 6 years or so, right, would be what perhaps relevant for this conversation, right? I mean, all my experience is saying that I'm old and and have seen the world, but yeah, that's about me.
Great. I think we are going to have interesting conversation. What is the mantra of life at Socrates?
Right. I think I've thought deeply about it time and again, right, to help articulate for our new Socratians. And I think if I were to summarize in 2-3 words, right, I would say it's agility, right? The pace at which Socrates kind of typically enables you to run. Another, I would say, is adaptability, right? Socrates is extremely dynamic organization in a fairly fast-paced environment, right? And it enables you to be humble and therefore adaptable to the situation as things evolve, right, at Socrates and the context around Socrates. And the third is, I would say, problem solving, right? Each one of us at Socrates, right, I think fully devoted to solve the problem that we have at hand, right? I think across hierarchies, across different functions, right? And the collaborations that we see at Socrates, right, is unmatched, right? I mean, I've worked in many other companies which are in the growth phase or very large companies like Nokia, right? And I think these three things, right? While one of these elements are there in most of the companies, right? But all these three things together, right, are in my opinion, fairly unique for us.
True, very true. Yeah, I think instantly we are blessed with a very young, vivacious, all smart folks, which come with these things on the board, and that has been one of the powerhouse of Socrates.
I think that's a fairly valid point, Manoj. That I think at Socrates, I think irrespective of what level you are at in the organization hierarchy, I think everybody, right, is able to contribute at a different level, and I think the ethos of Socrates, which is Socrates' way of thinking, right, and solving problem, I think it's true to its name in a way, right, that really in the real life many people far less experienced to you or different function could add value, and it's respected and typically invited for, right, in the culture.
Yeah, there is a tremendous amount of that involvement for everyone, which is very unique of this organization. Now let's move on to something that we have dealt for last more than 11 months. I think we are one of those few organizations which really went down the V and started climbing up, and we are climbing up. So I think you are the right person because you are at the captain of the ship to maneuver through this journey of 11 months. And I'm talking about this pandemic, which we have not only survived but come strong. What, according to you, has been the success formula of you and the entire Socrati team to deal with this chaotic thing?
So see, I think one thing I would humbly accept, right, that I think there are a lot of macro factors going for Socrati, right? We are in a digital space which is fortunately growing, right? Entire backbone and the DNA that company has built over the about a decade in the existence, right? I think has helped us tremendously, right? The network that we have built, the reputation, the brand, and the customer and the partnership. So I think all of those are significant contribution to our growth, right? That we have seen. We have absolutely seen the abyss, right? Back in April, May, June quarters. I mean, all of us were genuinely looking forward to the growth, but we weren't sure when the growth would come about. I think the collaboration that the team has kind of put forward, the energy, right? While all of us were working remotely, and this was first time in Socrati's history that all of us were. I mean, for pretty much every company, but I think it was definitely not the culture, right? Socrati is very much a tightly knit family, right? Which kind of stays together, works together, lives together. Many of our colleagues quite literally lives together, right? So from that environment, I think to completely remote, I think it was all kudos to the team, very frankly. I think few things I personally think that as a leads we have done right now with the benefit of hindsight, timely, right, in a way. I think at the beginning of the pandemic, I think we had a choice, right, that we continue to hope for the growth and then not take any action, or we take certain hard actions now and then. If and when growth comes, it may be hard to deal with, but that's the choice. I think we took the tough one then, right, and ensured that Socratians are safe, right, and we had to collaborate with a lot of Socratians to reposition in another diversified conglomerate that we are, right, in another entity within Socrati, fortunately. But it was a little bit tough, right, for all of us to reorient and align. I think, and since then, I think as soon as the growth revival happened, I think all of us head down, focused on our customers, ensured that irrespective of the business size, irrespective of the queries and the campaign needs, right, all of us huddled together and ensure that we meet and exceed customers' expectations. I think that put us in the right place, right, in a way, as the revival came. Another thing I would say that as a leads we have done over the years is diversification, right? The business is fairly diversified. Both within media, we have number of clients from across sectors, right? And within the company now we have 2-3 business lines, right? So there are opportunities and some kind of counter-cyclical businesses as well, right? So that is another thing I think we are fortunate to have, and obviously the support from the group, right? I mean that's been for the since we have been acquired, right? But it's been predominant, right? Especially in the last 9 months or so, and I think that those are the things I would say has paved the way for us.
True. I think Nilesh has been very humble in articulating the tough things that had to be handled, and I've been in the close contact or the context of the things which were in the April, May, June, and a lot of sleepless nights of folks have gone of the management team, because although it is said we had to take tough decisions, to back those decisions, get the buy-in of the people, and to collaborate for the business ongoing for customer satisfaction. Friends, it was a tough thing.
Right. And I think that's the culture, right? I mean, we want to look after our people. We want to ensure that the best that we could possibly do, right? In the context, right? No company is without constraints, right? And definitely not Socrati, right? So within the constraint, we definitely want to ensure that we look after our people first, right? Because it's a people business. And I think one another thing I would say is that Socrati has had its obviously fair share of ups and downs, right? And I think that way the leadership team, right, is fairly mature, right, in dealing with the tough situations that invariably arises, right, when one of the large client perhaps shuts down the business, or the recession or downturn in the startup funding happens, and obviously pandemic, which was the largest for sure.
Yes. Right. So Nilesh, now what I'm curious, and I think I'm sure this is a message which is important for all of us, is when the pandemic started, we thought it is going to last 3 months probably. Yeah. And we'll be back to office and our life will start. Right. Then we thought 6 months. I think by now everybody has resigned to the fact, or more or less, that when are we like WFO, work from office, right. WFH has become the lifestyle. Now this pandemic looks like now there is a second wave and restrictions are going to continue. Right. Looks like that work from home is going to be partially, or at least at the moment, the lifestyle. Right. In this scenario, Nilesh, for the large amount of hires which we have done, right, who have actually not physically seen the office, which is a very unfortunate thing for all of you. It's a very beautiful place and very interesting place, always with life. Absolutely. And we are also missing this thing. What do you think are measures or thoughts about now that this pandemic is going to continue? Right. Work from home is there. What should we be conscious about to keep our upward motion?
Right. So yeah, you're right. I don't think while there is a light at the end of the tunnel, right? The inoculation is coming and hopefully soon, right? It's not in next few weeks, and I think we are cognizant of it. And I think I think first thing obviously we should do is safeguard ourselves and our families, right? So that's our top priority, right? And that's why we want to continue to ensure that we provide support for you to work from wherever you are, right? And I think that support would continue, right? The IT, the HR, and obviously the L&D team, right, would continue to work seamlessly while we all are remote, right? And many of us, fortunately, from HR team, the IT team, right, are in the office, right, to support that. So I think many thanks for the colleagues, right, who are absolutely taking risk, right, in their lives. Now, I think how do we prepare ourselves, right? I think fortunately we have a good runway of last 8-9 months to learn and adjust. In my opinion, I think we should pretty much continue, right? I think the collaboration that is hard remotely, but that is inevitable, right? Sometimes it's tiring, right, for all of us, right, to be on the phone call or on the video chat, right, all the time. But I don't think we have a good substitute at the moment, right? And that is a must-have for all of us. Second, especially for new Socratians, right, who have not had a chance to kind of feel the culture that many of us are fortunate to have. I think the request would be to ask questions, right, and I mean, deserve and demand support, right? And when I say deserve, I mean obviously do your homework, prepare, read, right, and attend trainings where those are available as well, right? So that you are helping yourself first, and then obviously your colleagues are there to support you, right? And we are scaling up in a big way, right? I think we have hired close to 250 people in last quarter or so. Out of about 800 or so that we are total, right? So it's a fairly large scale up. Yes. And while we have scaled up our support structures, right, and obviously Manoj has been one of the foundations, right, pillar in kind of improving our learning and development support. But I would say we are still not perfect. No company is perfect, and I think you want to kind of demand support, ask support, right, and obviously deserve that. And in some ways, I think collaboration show the agility, right, solve for the problem like we spoke about, and I think then things will be fine, right. And the one last piece is I think we are slowly definitely planning, right, to open up offices. Now, how and how much and when and who would be required to come in the office, we are trying to figure it out, right. Very frankly, I don't think we want to do it like top down at all. I think we are sensing the comfort and also kind of that scale up is happening right now. We are about 24 people in the offices from less than 10 people just few months back. So I think that comfort as and when comes, right, in the larger team, right, we will definitely we are ready from the infrastructure point of view. We obviously need to be careful, right, and don't want to kind of go overboard with it. But definitely certain team like HR has been mostly coming now. Entire team is likely to come from January, right? So that way it's opening up. And I think the one final thought is, if you are okay to work from office, I think that flexibility you want to opt for, right? It's not like office is shut. You can come and work from office. You are not required to come and work from office, but you by all means could come. Like I do, right? So you go.
Okay. Yeah, friends, I think what Nilesh is bringing out is a very relevant point. Most of us have been missing office, coming to the office and meeting our folks face to face, and it has been extremely stressful working on the virtual media. Great. With that, now Nilesh, now I'll move to another factor or a fact, which has been our key element, that we came out after the first 3 months. We were focused on our customer centricity and giving the best to our customer when everybody was struggling. 2021 is going to be a place of challenges and opportunities. What, according to you, is Socrates' focus in this whole digital, which has bloomed suddenly, is going to be? What challenges do you think will convert into opportunities?
So, in my opinion, I think 2021 will be somewhat similar to 2020, right? At least for the first half of the year, in a way, right? And I think both from the challenges and opportunity wise, right? I think we would continue to have the growth in digital, right? I think many of our clients are now like investing in digital, right, like never before, especially sectors like retail, banking, and so on, right? And I think that opportunity obviously comes with a lot of responsibility for a company like ours, right, where we need to scale, we need to ensure that the quality of the delivery is met and has been consistent, right, across the years. So that would be the challenge for me and my colleagues, right, that how do we ensure that we continue to deliver the client delight that we have been doing so for the past decade, right, in this virtual environment, while we may have many more new Socratians joining the ship, right? And I think that's one of the large ones. I think there are macro challenges, right, that I don't think it's in our hands necessarily, but as a leadership team, we would obviously keep a lookout and take appropriate measures. Macro challenges could be obviously the second, third waves of sorts, or the political fallout of that, or economic fallout of those, right? And obviously any impact on our client businesses, right? And fortunately, I think another thing that we have invested and doubling down now, right, is diversification, right, in our business, right? So when I joined, I think we were like a search specialist, Manoj, right? We were 80% business was coming from search. Right now we have about a dozen capabilities within media, and like I mentioned, 3 different business lines, right? So within the business lines we are diversifying, and also going after different verticals, right, in the market, right? So I think we are fortunate to have had the opportunity to support clients in e-commerce, kind of digitization of the fintech side of things, and during the pandemic, it has been the OTTs of the world and edutech, right? So I think we obviously want to invest, and we now have a team which serves clients of different sizes, right? So some small client we want to incubate, right, and support them during that initial bootstrapping and growth journey. That's the investment that as a team we are making.
Great. Yeah, I think it has been a challenging year. It will continue challenge, but we are much experienced, much head with our shoulders, and it is an place of infinite opportunities which we have realized, and we are equipped, and with our hiring, we are also having the bandwidth to take up whatever more opportunity because we don't want to miss, which is going to be key factor. And we are investing a lot into people development, because that's what is going to be a powerhouse going further also. So I think it was very interesting, a lot of those factors which Nilesh brought about, and it is going to be an interesting place of challenges combined with learnings and growth. What is that it's special about Socrati for all Socratians?
Yeah, so I think, and that's where perhaps I can kind of build upon my experience of about 2 decades, right? I think I've had a chance to work with some amazing companies. One is obviously Socrati, and another one was another telco company, right, in the UK for about a decade. Now, I'm not saying that the other companies that I worked with were necessarily not good. I think that it is just generally the fitment, right? It's the match that you experience and where you feel that match exists, right? You want to build upon. I think, in my opinion, Socrati has a lot of things going for it, right? And generally, like each company has a macro environment, right? And Socrati, fortunately, is in a right place at the right time, right? And I think every Socratian gets a chance to be in that space, like so that's one macro factor. I don't think all of us could say that, right? Many, like I've been part of telco, and telco is not the right place anymore, right? And that's why obviously I made the switch in my career. So that's number one, right? The macro environment. Number two, I would say that Socrati is somewhat uniquely placed from giving kind of dual advantage, right? So people typically want to either work for an agency or a service company or the client, right? And Socrati, because we manage some of the household names, right, fairly large clients, and almost entire their digital monies, right, and the pace at which you could implement, right, of a service company, like at the same time you get an experience of owning entire budget of a client, marketing spends of client, right? And that, I would say, that's pretty special, right? That I don't think many places would offer that kind of opportunity, that variety at the same time of depth and the kind of breadth of the experience. Another I would say is that it's a tech and innovation and data-led company, right? So it's a expertise-led place rather than a purely a arbitrage or a service-led place, right? So while obviously we are in a service business and we want to ensure that we continue to remain invested in our customer success, but it's not purely a sales company, right? It's a very much a value creation oriented company, and that, I mean, any company of that nature, right, you would learn a lot. In my opinion, not many companies are of that nature, because most companies are doing arbitrage, right? Either selling something getting produced mostly nowadays in China, right, in different markets, or selling services outside India, for example, right, and doing the cost arbitrage. So here I think as a company, right, those things that makes a company unique, right? One, as I said, the right place at the right time, right? And second, I think the breadth and depth of experience, and the third is the ability to invest in both the data tech and the expertise around the marketing. I would say that and the culture is definitely a kind of massive element to Socrates, right? Everything else, if we were to put on one side and culture on the other side, I would say definitely that's how it is, right? That you get a collaborative colleague, supportive colleagues, and people who are genuinely interested in helping you, and that I would say that's a pretty special place, right, for anybody.
Great. I think, Nilesh, that was very interesting hearing from you your insights about how did we deal with the pandemic, what is life at Socrates, to taking what our roadmap is going to be in 2021. Phenomenal insights and the support and the leadership that is going to be in the continued journey. Friends, thanks for watching us on this series, Heroes at Socrates. And I'm sure you will continue seeing more such episodes of people who have made this organization successful, who not only breathe Socrates and the life, as Nilesh mentioned here, about innovation, tech, but most important, what I personally like is it's a tremendous young organization with vivacious energy. So thank you and thanks for watching us.
Thanks a lot.